of our guest speakers' time. But first and foremost, welcome to tonight's call. It is, what is it? April the 25th, right? We have 5 days left of the month, which means whatever your goals are, you have time, but there's a little bit of urgency. So if you're reaching for Success Club, you guys, it's completely obtainable. You still have plenty of time. Remember the book bag, or not the book bag. How old are we, 5? The backpack that you can win for hitting Success Club 5. It looks really nice. So if you're incentive driven, then think about that. Get out there and invite, and follow up and talk to people that you've never talked to before. Second of all, one-on-one calls, the ones we've had the past 2 weeks. You guys, I've loved having one-on-one time with you. If you want to sign up, there in the team page, look for that, because I feel like we're connecting and it's been really, really great. So other than that, let's go ahead and get Melissa Ludwig. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. She is graciously spending her evening with us tonight, and she is currently a $1,000 Beachbody Challenge winner, but she's gunning for $5,000. So we need to support her with voting every single day for her. You saw her before and after picture, right? So we know that she is definitely, what's the word I'm looking for? Deserving, very much deserving. And she, again, is graciously going to share with us how she got to where she is. Number one, she's a Success Club All-Star. What she decided to go all in, she became a diamond coach in about 4 weeks. Is that right? And again, she is gunning for the stage for, $5,000, which she completely deserves. So let's vote for her. Again, we're going to put that link in our page and share it with everybody so that she can win the crown. The crown. All right, so I'm going to let her have the call and just take it away. Thanks for getting on.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. So because it is the end of the month and Success Club is very important to what we do, first I'm going to share my story with you guys. And then I'm going to take you through the process of how I go about from adding friends to getting them started with the All Access Pass Kickstart. So going beyond just the challenge pack and starting them with the cleanse. And then if you guys want, there's also, at the end, I can share some tips on hitting Success Club in the last day of the month, which I have done. I've gone from Success Club 0 to SC10 in 1 day. So, never stop pushing for those goals. So a little bit about me, and what Natalie said is true. It has been a dream of mine to be that Beachbody Challenge finalist since I started. I remember the first Super Saturday I ever went to, I left halfway through the workout. I couldn't even do it, and it was PiYo, which isn't even a really hard one. But I stood there in the back hoping no one would see me, and I told myself that I would be on stage at one of these events sharing my story, and that I would be a Beachbody Challenge winner, and I didn't just want to be a daily or a monthly winner. I wanted that stage. I want that $100,000. And when I share my story with you guys, it hasn't been easy. And, you need a big why if you've got a big goal. So when I started, to take you a little bit before Beachbody, because Beachbody changes us all, right? So the Melissa before Beachbody had yo-yoed with her weight since it really started when I was 19. My best friend had committed suicide, and I didn't handle that so well. So I ended up in a psych ward for 3 days. And when I came out, I was very heavily medicated. And those medications put on 40 pounds in a span of like 3 to 4 months. And ever since then, I have been a human yo-yo. And before Beachbody, the only way that I knew how to lose weight was spend 2 hours at the gym a day. And I had lean cuisines for lunch and a Slim Fast meal bar for lunch while I worked through lunch. And I didn't have breakfast. I have coffee for breakfast. But we had veggies with dinner. So we thought we were healthy. We ate a lot of low fat, low cal, like that common misconception of what healthy really is. And so my husband, we were actually going to Planet Fitness very steadily, was doing really well. I had lost 35 pounds. And then my husband had an accident at the gym. He dropped a barbell on his chest of 225 pounds and bruised his ribs, and we never went back. And then I started gaining the weight back slowly because I am somebody who, if I'm not doing something, if I'm not staying active, I just gain weight. Or that was then. My metabolism is totally different now. But so I was slowly going back up on that train. I was about 165 when I got pregnant. I'm only 5'3", so I'm tiny. I was about 165 when I got pregnant, and then I had such bad back and hip pain. I wasn't allowed to work out, and that wasn't a part of our lives at that time anyway. So I gained over 70 pounds in that pregnancy, and I came home from having my daughter 16 days late via C-section, 233 pounds. And to say that I was a broken shell of a woman is an understatement. I couldn't sit on the floor to do tummy time with my daughter. I couldn't carry her car seat and her diaper bag up a flight of stairs to my apartment without like having to catch my breath before going in the door. And I've wanted to be a mom forever. Like I actually used to like cry about it. Like I went out for my bachelorette party and I was crying because somebody else there was pregnant. Like that was the life that I lived. I was always envious. Oh, no, you may not have ice cream. I'm going to call. Please go upstairs. Okay. Daddy will be home soon. And dang it, squirrel, kids. Hang on.
That's so funny. I wanted kids my whole life. God,
oh, there we go. Okay. Thank you. I was struggling. No, upstairs. Please go. All right. So I've wanted to be a mom as long as I can remember. And, you know, I was always that person, girls, upstairs. No, not here. Please, upstairs and play, please. Upstairs and play. I was always that girl who was always looking to be somebody else. I was envious of everybody else. I, was never content with what I had. And honestly, I lived my life waiting for the bottom to fall out. And often it did. Because when you wait for things to happen, strangely enough, they do. What you focus on is what you become. And I was just a mess. So I started with T25. Actually, I talked to my sister. My sister is a Beachbody coach for about 6 months at this point, and she was never big, but she got really good results with Beachbody. And she'd always been like a marathon runner and, very healthy. So for her to go from that to like, I was like, oh, okay, like you have my attention. And she was like, well, this is what you need to do. You're going to start with T25 and Shakeology. And I was like, whoa, I don't drink my food. And so then she was like, Melissa, you need this. Like, what else are you going to do? And then that's when I realized, like, I don't know, because everything that I had done was unhealthy and I was breastfeeding a baby. So I was like, all right, I'll try it. So I started drinking Shakeology, which changed my life because, as any mom can tell you, having a meal that you can make in 30 seconds and drink with one hand is freaking phenomenal. But I started with T25 and that was rough. I could only do 3 of the workouts at all. And I was doing okay until the workout where Sean's like, Tanya, because of course I'm modifying, like, of course. And he's like, Tanya just had a baby. And I was done because Tanya had a 6-pack and I didn't have no fucking 6-pack. I had just had a baby and I did not look at anything like Tanya. And I was like, well, great. Now I can't even do this. And I took myself out of the game. I kept trying and failing and trying and failing. And then 6 months later, 21 Day Fix came out. And I signed up as a discount coach because I'm frugal. And my first challenge pack was actually a gift between my mother and my mother-in-law because I was on unpaid maternity leave, but I knew I had to do something. And I wasn't going to do it on my own. So, when people tell me they didn't have money, I'm like, I get it. When's your birthday? There's always a way. And so 21 Day Fix, I started with that. And, you know, I say this every time I share my story, but from the bottom of my heart, like, I thank Beachbody for putting Kat on there because I needed her. Like, I needed someone that I could look at and relate to and that I could follow along with. So Kat was my girl. Kat is still my girl. And I'll get to that. But, you know, spoiler alert, those pictures that you saw, those are 100% from following the modifier on every program that I've done. So, you know, our programs, they work. Even the modifiers, like, they will get you there. I tell everyone, it doesn't matter where you are, just start where you are. You know, it's hard to be out of shape. It's hard to be that mom. It's hard to look yourself in the mirror and say that maybe you're just an overweight mom. Your husband loves you. You know, maybe this is just who you are. You've got a great personality. You've still got a pretty face. Like, and that conversation was probably the hardest conversation I've ever had with myself because I didn't believe it. I didn't want to be that person because I didn't want to be that mom who called myself fat in front of my daughter. And I was the mom who refused to have my picture taken. In my daughter's first 6 months of her life, I'm in probably 5 pictures of her. That's it, including her birth. I have 1 picture from the hospital, and it's only because my husband's grandmother had a film camera, and she took a picture because nobody tells grandma not to take pictures, and she developed it and gave it to me. And I was missing her life. Like, I was missing her life, and that was worth fighting for. So the containers changed my life, obviously, because I had no idea what food was, you know, good for me or anything. And edamames, I thought they were a veggie and, you know, all kinds of stuff. Like, so the containers changed my life, 21 Day Fix and Kat changed my life. And then I saw my sister at Summit when PiYo was released. So this was the summer of 2014, I think. And when my sister, she had approached me about coaching because I was in marketing and I'm a very, like, I have a great sense of humor and I'm a very personable person. And my sister kept telling me, like, you would be great at this. Like, you should be a coach, because I was already a discount coach. And I told her that I was no one to inspire anyone. And I actually believed it, because that's how broken I was. And I told her, I have to work on me first. I have nothing to give anyone else. I don't even have anything for myself. And when I saw her at Summit, I sent her a message and I said, all right, tell me more. Like, what do I have to do? And she said, you have to share your transformation. And I cried for probably an hour and a half. And I was like, I don't know if I can do that. And at this point, I had lost 60 pounds. And for those of you who saw my picture, I'm sure you could recognize the resting bitch face on the before, and the fact that I wouldn't even look at the camera. I wouldn't even look at it. And I didn't even see that picture for 6 months. I had my husband send it to my sister and delete it off my phone. And I didn't see it until I posted my first transformation picture, and I was down 60 pounds. And the response from that was ridiculous. And then a week later, I shared that I was in a psych ward, and I was just like, this is crazy. What am I doing? You know, because even though I'm a very open person, like, there are parts of my life that I didn't talk about. And that was one of them. That was one of my lowest of the lows. But the love that I got back was, like, unreal. And those of you who share any part of your story know that the support that we get is just insane. And it was enough to keep me going. So for the next, for the next year, I did 21 Day Fix and PiYo. And while I was losing weight and I was, you know, getting results, I wasn't getting these Beachbody results, right? Like, these people with these killer transformations. And I'm like, why isn't this happening for me? Like, what am I doing? Well, 1, I was brewing on some personal development that I'll get to in a minute. But 2 is that I wasn't following a schedule. I worked out every day in my living room. I picked a program. I picked either 21 Day Fix or PiYo, and I picked a workout and I pushed play. I was working out every day. I was being a product of the product, but I wasn't being a complete proof that our products work, because I wasn't following the schedules that are there for a reason. And I tell people the results, the secret is in the schedule. I am not a personal trainer. I don't know what I'm doing at all. All I do is literally look what day it is. I pick that workout, I push play, and I do what I'm told. That's it. And that's all you have to do, but you just have to keep showing up. So it wasn't until I'm about a year and a half into my journey now, and I finally did a program start to finish, and it was PiYo, because I love Shalene. She's amazing. And I was blown away at my results, like blown away. I had a waist for the first time in like 2.5 years, and my PiYo pictures are like all over the PiYo thing and shared everywhere. And I had only lost like, I think 10.5 pounds in 2 months, but it was like all from my core. And so I was like, okay, well, this works. And I am not a cardio person. Like, I followed Michelle a lot in PiYo still. And then after PiYo, I got a little crazy and went to Insanity Max 30. And again, followed the modifier. But I was amazed at how good I was at that, even just from PiYo. Like, every program is different. And I tell people, like, you should try them all, especially with the all access on demand now. Like, there's no excuse. You don't have to keep buying programs. So then the next program that I finally did a round of 21 Day Fix. Took me like 2 years. I did 21 Day Fix Extreme. And at this point, and then I started Insanity Max 30 again. And I'm 1 week into Insanity Max 30. And my husband and I had lost 95 pounds at this point. And my why, we talk about our why a lot. My why, my driving factor every day when it was hard, because it's hard. When I wanted to give up, when I didn't want to push play, when I took too many rest days in a row and it was hard getting back on track, I remembered what I was fighting for. And what I was fighting for was another shot at that pregnancy, was a less painful pregnancy. I had to see a chiropractor every single day from 14 weeks to 42 weeks. And I was still in pain with that. I had to wear Danskos every day, like could not wear any other shoe. And it was miserable, and I absolutely hated being pregnant. I mean, I love my daughter. It was totally worth it, but I am not one of those women who love being pregnant. And so I wanted a better shot at that. So I kept fighting for that. And so we had lost, and I didn't want to even try to get pregnant until I was somewhere where I was like, I'm healthy, I'm strong, I'm confident that I can do this. And so that was December of 2015. And we started trying to get pregnant. We got pregnant on our first month. I say, thank you, Shakeology. And then a week later, I went into a windshield at 50 miles an hour. And I always wear my seatbelt. My husband and my daughter were in the car. They were fine because they were buckled in. I had taken my seatbelt off to grab something for Elsie, and I didn't put it on because Chipotle was 500 yards away, and that's where we were going. Someone hit a red light and smashed into our tiny car, and into the windshield I went. They thought I had a skull fracture. They thought that I broke 5 bones in my hand and my wrist, my left ankle, and that I tore something in my left knee and a broken neck. So I'm completely restricted in this hospital, in the trauma center, which is the trauma center where my best friend was too. And the accident happened. I was actually 5 months into EMDR therapy, because what we do here is a whole body and mind transformation. Like, there was a lot of things that I had to deal with. And so I was halfway through, 5 months into EMDR, like intensive therapy to work on me and some of my demons. And I'm grateful for that, because it definitely helped me mentally recover from the accident. Because for someone who has saved their life and changed their life by working out, when you can't work out for 3 months, like, what do you do? Right? I have depression, I have anxiety, and I have SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder, which makes all the depression worse in the winter. And this was in the middle of December. They told me that I was no longer pregnant. And that wasn't the worst news that I got that day. That I wasn't able to hold my daughter. I wasn't able to drive. I couldn't be intimate with my husband. I couldn't even kiss him without pain. I had never felt pain like that. I mean, I felt like a bag of bones, and I pretty much was. So the recovery, I knew I was looking at a long road. So I was grateful for the chemical pregnancy, was what it turned out to be. but I knew that it was going to be a long time before we could try again. So and I had a hard time dealing with that because I felt like I got robbed of my why. I did everything that I was supposed to do. I got there and then it was just gone. Like in the blink of an eye, I didn't put my seatbelt back on and it changed my life. And I still have chronic pain. I get injections in my back every 6 weeks for 16 months now. I was on pain medication for, well, up until I found out I was pregnant. Sorry, spoiler alert, I'm pregnant. Yay! But it, it wasn't easy. And 5 weeks after the accident, I started to go to that dark place, that old Melissa. And I know for certain if Beachbody wasn't in my life, I would have went back to that old person, that old life, because my bottom fell out. And I don't think that I would have picked it up and kept going. But I threw myself into my challenge groups. I told my challengers I needed them to send me their sweaty selfies. I needed their endorphins. I needed them to do it for me because I couldn't. I told everyone that I knew that exercise is a privilege and not a punishment. And 5 weeks in, I just couldn't snap out of that dark place. And I didn't know what else to do. So I tried a cleanse. I've done them before, so this wasn't my first one, but I did a 3-day cleanse. And I am telling you, I shit you not, I woke up on day 4 like that old Melissa. Like mentally I was back and I was like, okay, like let's do this. And so I was determined to get through the broken neck and the back pain and the appointments after appointments after appointments and the injections and the PT and the MRIs and the x-rays, because no one could tell me until I started PT 9 months after the accident, no one could tell me why I had this awful pain all the time. And another part of my story that I skipped a little, but while I was doing that first program of PiYo, that first 60 days of PiYo, I made a really huge step in my journey and I quit drinking. And today is actually my 2-year soberversary. So that's pretty cool. But it was I remember specifically, I was listening to Chalene Johnson's Car Smart series, and she just kept saying in there that, what is the one thing holding you back from the person you want to be? And as much as I didn't want it to be, it was my drinking. I didn't drink every day. I wasn't that person. But if I had one drink, I probably had 12. And
that's the only one I know about.
To think that someone, I was still losing weight. It wasn't that it was affecting my life. And people, a lot of people didn't understand why I quit and that I was actually an alcoholic because the bottom hadn't fall out. Right? It didn't destroy my life. So why are you quitting? And my response was simply, why wait for the bottom to fall out? Why wait for it to get so bad that you can't come back from that? Why wait for it to destroy your marriage? Why wait for it to crush your children? I didn't want my daughter to see me like that. Everything I do for my family. I want to be the best for them. And it was a hard step, but it was a necessary one. And what's even more amazing is that I have not been to a single AA meeting, and I didn't do it with rehab because BB is my AA. I mean, what is AA, right? It's a support group of people who are there to support you and to push you to be better and to keep you sober. And that's what my Beachbody family is. Honestly, I don't think I could get a drink to my lips if I wanted one, but I don't, because personal development and what we do here, and you strive to be better every day. And I know that no matter how bad life gets, and it hasn't been easy in the last 3.5 years, but my mind is different. And coaching has forced me to find the positive in every situation to share. And when you try to find a positive in every situation, you will find one. What you focus on is what you will find, what you will see, what you will become. And so, I remember sharing the first time that I shared that I quit drinking. I was, I think, 60 or 90 days sober. So it was even a few months. Actually, I think it was 90 days, somewhere around there. And it was at Summit in Nashville. And I was there without my husband, and I made it, and I was in bars with friends, and it was awkward, and I cried and I laughed, and I probably made a scene. And what I tell people is, you know, it may not look pretty, but at the end of the day, the most important thing to me is whatever I have to do to stay sober. And, you know, your journey is the same. Your journey is the same. Like at the end of the day, you've got to do whatever you've got to do to make it to the next step, to make it to the next, you know, the next goal. And, you know, it's not going to happen overnight. When I started, I wanted to lose that 100 pounds like yesterday. And that was my goal. And I'm standing here down 111 pounds. But it took me, thank you. I actually hit the 100-pound mark while I wasn't allowed to work out when I had my broken neck. It was right after I got my neck brace off. I hit the 100-pound loss mark, which is amazing. That was all Shakeology on that last 5 pounds there, guys. Like, you know, what we do saves lives. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Beachbody, like literally. The doctors told me if I had that extra 95 pounds on me, I would have went through the windshield. I would be paralyzed, or they would be having a talk with my husband. And so my journey saved my life. And that was even more reason for me to share it, to share every part of it. And I tell people that, you know, when you share your journey, you can't just share the good stuff, because the people following you, like, all right, so if you know, there's a success part of your life and there's a struggle part of your life, but the people who are following you, they're in the struggle phase. They can't relate to your successes. And if that's all you're sharing, then they're not going to think that they can do what you can do and what you're doing. But when you share the struggles, when you share that it's hard, when you share that, you know, you're fighting right alongside of them, then they believe that they can do it. And, you know, people need to see your before they can see their after. So it's crucial to share your story. And your story doesn't have to be 100 pounds lost. I'm sure Beachbody has done something for you. When you share your story, I want it to be 3 parts. I want you to have some kind of picture, you know, verbiage, and maybe a picture, that's fine too, of what your life looked like before Beachbody. What about Beachbody changed it, and what does it look like now? Because that's how you tell your story. You don't just say that I'm here, this is what I am. And you know, sometimes it's hard for me because I forget how miserable that girl was because I haven't been that girl for so long. You know, and sometimes I forget how much I hated life. And that's so not the case anymore. And so, you know, fighting back from the neck was hard. I was only allowed, even when I was allowed to get back to workouts, I was only allowed to do a couple a week, and everything had to be seriously modified. But you know what? My workouts were the only time that I didn't feel pain. And if my workouts hadn't already been a part of my life, I don't think that would have been like, you know what's going to make this ridiculous back pain better? Burpees. Like, nobody says that, right? I never thought I would miss burpees either. I was so excited when I could do them again. But because I knew, you know, what it could do for me and that it was my only shot at staying in the game, I started. You know, I have videos of me with my soft collar on, modifying Insanity Max 30, doing size. Like I looked like a little T-Rex because I couldn't put my arms above my head, like for real. And the biggest thing that I've learned about my journey is that all of those parts about me that I always wish that I could change, that I always wish were not a part of who I was, they've become my strengths, and they've become my voice, and they have helped me find my target market. You know, I now have a lot of coaches or a lot of clients with fibromyalgia or chronic pain, or I have I actually have a lot of like recovered alcoholics and a lot of people who have depression. And I get a lot of people who are really broken and have a long way to go. But who else better to guide them than me? And that's what we do here, guys. Like, you know, excuse me. A lot of people say, well, I'll coach. And I was one of those people. Well, I'll do it when I have a transformation to share, when I'm where I want to be. And the only regret that I have is that I wish I would have started sharing my journey sooner, because I missed out on 60 pounds of struggles that I could have helped change lives. And it's uncomfortable to share those parts of you. But, you know, think about it like if you can help one person by sharing a part of you that you wish you could change, it's worth it. And it gives meaning to that part of you that you didn't like or that you hated. And let me think if I forgot anything. So when I started with PT in September, they took me back down to like, not allowed to do anything over your head, like not allowed to lift any weights or anything. And I had just started 21 Day Fix Extreme and they were like, oh no. And I was like, okay, great. Here I am again, like back to day one, back to square one, couldn't do anything. And again, here I am fighting for that pain-free pregnancy, right? And my life is pain. My life is pain. So I started PT, and after a few months, I started to see some progress. And I did Quarter Force, and I loved it. And I still, you know, those push-ups killed me because I can't build up my chest too much, or it does damage to my back. And, you know, I'm just a hot mess, but I do what I can do. And I don't harp on myself that, yeah, I've lost 100 pounds and I still follow the modifier. So what? I'm moving. You know, that's all that matters. Which after Quarter Force, then I tried Hammer and Chisel, and I actually went through Hammer and Chisel the entire program without modifying anything. And it took me 3 years to get to a program where I didn't have to modify, and it was a year after my broken neck. And then after that, I tried Quarter Force, and for those of you who've done it, I gave Dynamic Strength a go, and I was doing all these crazy push-ups and I was like, what is happening? I don't even know. Cause I've never been, you know, the super athletic person. I mean, I have some abs and I have amazing arms, but, and muscles and, you know, but it came from slow activity and just push and play every day and doing whatever you can do. You know, so for people with restrictions and that they have to follow the modifier, you know, I'm the perfect person to tell them like, so what? Do it. Like, do it. Like, Kat was my BFF for like ever. Like, if I did 21 Day Fix again, Kat would still be my BFF. Like right now I'm doing Country Heat because I can't do PiYo because it makes me like want to throw up with a pregnancy. But so on that, I am 5 weeks pregnant. Finally, I feel like it has taken us forever to get here. And it's painful, which is hard because I fought so hard to get here. And it's, you know, even I feel robbed. And it's hard to keep going sometimes, guys, because that pain is so bad that I just want to lay in bed and I just want to cry about it. But I know that's not going to do me any good and that's not going to do anybody watching me any good. So I fight through it because life is hard. Being overweight was hard. Fighting to get healthy was hard. Dealing with chronic back pain is hard. Life is just hard. You just have to choose what hard suits you best. And for me, that hard is whatever's going to take me forward. Because I know, like my doctor tells me every time I go there, Melissa, you're one of my best patients. You are in shape. You are eating right. You know, you're you're fueling your body. He's totally a fan of Shakeology. I do all my PT exercises. I do everything that I'm told because I know that nothing, guys, I know that nothing comes without hard work. And I tell everyone that anytime you start something new, the first year is hard. Coaching, the first year is hard. Trying to get healthy, the first year is hard. My sobriety, the first year was hard. You know, anything that you're going, marriage, they say the first year is the hardest. Parenthood, the first year. Like, I tell everyone, you've got to give yourself a year, because at the end of that year, it gets less hard. And there is so much good to have. Oh gosh, that's not even English. There's so many benefits to choosing the right hard, because there is one hard that never gets easier. And that's the one of giving up or just letting it ride. Like, if I would stop exercising, if I would stop doing all the stuff I'm doing, my pain would be a million times worse than it is. I'm doing everything that I can to give myself the best chance. And what more can you ask for, right? Because I know the old Melissa, like, I don't even know what would have come after that accident, and being a recovered alcoholic and being on pain meds for 16 months. Like, if I was in that dark place, I don't even want to know where it would take me. Luckily, I never got into drugs, but I have an addictive personality. And my doctor and I have even had conversations where I'm sitting in his office crying because I need Tramadol. And I don't want to need it, but I do. And he tells me, like, Melissa, you're not like abusing it. I know how often I'm filling your scripts, but I've always been nervous about it because I know there's a lot of recovered alcoholics out there that they get injured, they get on pain pills, and they go back to drinking. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I cannot go back to that life. Like, I just can't. I can't go back to the person who I used to be. It's too good now. Like, it's just too good now. 3 weeks ago, my kitty died, which sounds so dumb, but I had her for 16 and a half years. And when you go through so much darkness, like, she was my soulmate. Like, she got me through all of those times. She loves me when I didn't love myself. And I knew when I lost her that I would crumble. But that next day, I was up at 6:30 and I was on my power hour at 7, and I was pushing forward, because my life isn't just about me anymore. It's about my followers and my coaches and my clients, and they look up to me to be that light in the darkness. And that's a big role that I'm excited to have. And then a week after I put down my kitty, I found out that I was pregnant. And then a week after that, I found out that I won $1,000 for a Beachbody challenge, and that I'm in the running for a $5,000 prize. And I have to submit my photos this week for the $100,000 grand prize, which has been my dream from the beginning. And so I tell people that it's hard. It's hard, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it when you stay in the game, when you keep pushing forward and all of your dreams start to come to fruition. There is nothing like that high. And if you give up, then you'll never get there. Like, you want to get there, guys, because it's so amazing. And what we do, like, we put good out into the world every day. And I'm telling you, when I need it, I am surrounded by love. I got gifts from strangers and messages galore about my kitty. And I have people crying with me that I'm pregnant, like people that I don't even know. Like, there's so much love around me. I don't think that I could go back to that place if I wanted to. And that is something that you can't buy. And that's what we do here. Like, I would not be here if it was not for Beachbody, if it wasn't for my sister. And I cannot thank her enough for this amazing life that she has given me. But so I think that's it of my journey. Do you want me to just go straight into the other? Okay. All right. So I can share this stuff with Natalie to give to you guys. But this is I'll take you through the whole process. So this is how I stay organized. I have a planner. This guy is just from Target. And here's my tip on planners. I've bought expensive planners. I've bought custom planners. I've bought like everything. Get a planner that you're going to take with you. All these planners were super big and I left them at home and I never used them. And if you're not going to use it, it's not worth the money. So this guy is $11 from Target and I love it. So I have my month. my weeks in there, and then also have one separate notebook. I don't know where it is. I have one separate notebook that every time I run a group or an event, anyone who I add to there, they go in that book. So then so I'm running what is a challenge group event. I write down everyone that I had going to that event that I invited, right? So then next month, when I'm running a what is coaching event or what is a challenge group event or a free group, I'm inviting all those people plus more. So I'm a pen to paper person. I am not a tech savvy person. So my trackers are not on the computer. And that book is like my Bible. So anytime I need to invite somebody or I need to follow up with somebody or I need someone to join my challenge group, I go to that book and I look, well, who was in my free groups last month? Who was in my challenge group event? And so that has just been a little helpful for me to stay organized. So every day I get up at 6:30 and at 7 o'clock I get on a power hour with my accountability buddy. And this is what my power hour tracker looks like. And I will send it because I love it. So right here it has a list of the schedule. So it's 5 minutes, add contacts, 10 minutes, hey girls, 10 minutes follow up, 10 minutes send invites, 5 minutes check in with challenge groups and customers, 5 minutes engage with likes, comments on the last 5 posts, 5 minutes coach online office, 10 minutes 531 Instagram, 5 minutes update contact list plan posts. So that is 1 hour. 1 hour of focused time to build your business. Like, guys, I built this business in my pockets at the time. I just started getting up and doing a power hour a few months ago. And let me tell you, it's changed everything because I'm a stay-at-home mom. So, I'm not a morning person. And if you're not a morning person, neither am I. I recommend Miracle Morning for network marketers. Changed my life. I shit you not. I was just telling my husband in the kitchen the other day, like last weekend I slept in. And when I say slept in, I mean like 8 o'clock. And I used to be able to sleep till noon, people. And I was sleeping in until 8 o'clock, Saturday and Sunday, or maybe even 7. And I said, enough of this. Like, who am I? I don't deserve to sleep in. Like, I need to get up. It's my time. I'm not productive. And Mark was like, can I just point out how different this is from the last 9 years that I've known you? And I was like, that's so funny. But so my time to get stuff done is before my daughter wakes up. And then when she wakes up, I give her breakfast and I put some cartoons on and I finish what I need to do. So for me, I've realized that if I don't get stuff done in the morning, I'm scrambling to get it done all day. And for you guys, I'm sure maybe you work your business all day, but you didn't invite a single person. You worked your business all day, but what did you actually do? Right? So I love the power hour because it forces me to do the things that I have to do. So, and then on this side, then it has my 3 vital behaviors, and then it has a brain dump. And then it has add friends, hey girls, follow-ups, challenger invites, coach invites, social media posts, adding 3 people from Instagram to Facebook with the 531. So literally everything you need. I print them front and back, and I sit down in my power hour every morning and I do it. Before I go to bed in the night, I always make a to-do list for the next day because women, our brains don't shut off. And so I feel like if I can dump down everything that I need to do the next day at night, I fall asleep a little easier. And then when I get started in the morning, it's not like, oh, what am I going to do today? If you wake up a little bit tired or whatever, you already have your plan. So here's how I go about adding friends to getting them into starting with the challenge pack. So I'm in a couple mom groups, and I will go through a couple times a week and add bulk friends. So I don't add 3 to 5 friends a day. I go in a couple times a week and I add a crap ton of friends. I just send out requests. I don't write them down. I just let them accept me, whatever, right? So then every day when I sit down in my power hour, I go through. So on this one, the last person on my list was Jessica Reese. So then tomorrow I'm going to scroll down, go on your phone, go to your profile, go to friends, and then go to recent. You'll be able to see your recent friends. So I scroll down until I find Jessica Reese, and then I start with the next name and I list 8. There are 4 lines, I list 8. So I am writing down 8 new friends every day. When I start to get to the top of that list, I know that I need to go back through and bulk add friends. Okay. And then my hey girls, they come from the people who have liked my post in the last couple days. And this is something that has really changed the way that my hey girls develop. Because I used to have, you add those friends and then you add them to a massive contact list, right? Everybody says, have your list, work from your list. While it's important to have a list, I have a list of friends that I've added, but then these friends are they're seeing your newsfeed right away. So you need to be sharing your story. And for those of you who don't have a good posting schedule, here's a great one to follow. So every day you should have 4 posts, okay? It needs to be 2 lifestyle posts. Hang on, let me put these headphones on because these grills. It's my daughter and my neighbor, the little one next door. Okay, so list, right. So Hey Girls. So I send my Hey Girls from the people who have liked or commented on my post in the last couple days. First, I choose a challenge group post or a transformation post. And most of the time, like, those are the ones that have the most likes. And you're really only looking to send 5 Hey Girls a day, right? So that's easy to do. I'm sure 5 people liked your post yesterday if you're posting 4 times a day. Oh, I was on the posting schedule. Sorry, squirrel. Okay, so the 4 posts a day, 2 lifestyle posts. That's like my daughter, or I went to Target. Can you guys please leave? Like, you're distracting me a lot. I'm sorry. And then 1 health and fitness post. So is that your workout? Is that a meal? Is that Shakeology? Like, whatever. And then 1 inspirational or motivational post. And that's a good balance every day. And then you can even take it 1 step further. And on Tuesday and Thursday, you should have a story share. And remember what I said, that story needs to be 3 parts. Okay. And then every Sunday night, a coach call to action post, where you actually tell people what to do to have more information about coaching or to join you in coaching or whatever it is. Sunday night is a coach call to action post. Wednesday night is a challenge group call to action post. And if you follow that schedule every day, then you have 5 posts on Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Sunday. And the other ones are just 4. But it's a great way to make sure that you're putting enough of you out there and Beachbody, because you had a life before Beachbody. You are a person outside of Beachbody, and people need to see that too. So I like the 2 lifestyles, the 1 health and fitness, the 1 inspiration motivation, because it's a nice balance. And it's a great system to teach new coaches to duplicate, right? So I hope that's helpful. So when I'm sending out these Hey Girls, they just look a little bit like this, like, hey lady, thanks for the love. It's always appreciated, heart. And then maybe a little bit about the post, like depending on what it is. And then I ask them a question. And that's when you go to their Facebook and you look at something, or, whatever, or maybe it's just a question if they have anything going on for the weekend, or, a question about their kids or whatever. And then I'll either get just a regular message back, or, which happens more than not, I get this big, long message that, thank you so much for your post or what you do, or I've been watching you for like a year. And like, I get that all the time, that people have been watching me for like a year or 2. So if you think that people aren't watching you, you're wrong. You're just not talking to the people who are watching you. And I don't know, I heard people say that they send out messages to their likes and their comments, and I never did. And now that I do, it's changed everything, because these are the people who are showing interest in what you're doing. If you're not reaching out to those people, you're missing the interested, right? Stop working from a cold list and start messaging the people who are liking your shit, right? So then my follow-ups are just typical follow-ups. And then my challenger invites, it depends. If somebody had, if they liked or commented on a challenge group post or a transformation post, my forming looks a little different. And I want to share that with you. So, how are we doing on time? We good? Okay. I'll make this quick. Okay. So if someone reaches out to me or shows interest in something that I have posted about a challenge group, my form looks a little different. My family is more based off of, well, how many people do you feed in your house? How many people do you cook for? Do you have picky eaters? Do you guys do a lot of like meals on the go? Do you have evening activities? Things like that. Because the whole point of these conversations are to see what need they have and what you have to fill that need, right? So you need to figure that out.
you need to ask them those questions. When people are like, well, I don't know what to say, I'm like, ask more questions. That is always my answer. Ask more questions. So my occupation is like, do you have a fridge at work? Are you sitting all day? Are you active? Can you pack snacks? Do you work long shifts? Do you get breaks? Do you work midnights? These are my questions about occupation, because I'm looking for where I can fit in what I need to fit in for them. Then recreation. Have you ever had any kind of exercise that you enjoy doing? Because I want them to enjoy it. If you hate something, who's going to do something that makes them miserable, right? Nobody. So, and then from those, I have my message. And then I'm like, and I'll go through the 21-day fix script that I have. Well, I call it the 21-day fix script, but now it's pretty much the all access pass script, because that's all I talk about. But then I say, okay, you know what? I think that this would be perfect for you, but I need to ask you a few more questions just to be sure. Is that cool? Most of the time they say yes. I'm like, perfect. Thank you. So do you currently follow a fitness or nutrition plan? And based on their answer, we go from there. And if they say no, I'm like, that's totally fine. Like, totally fine. If they have something that already works for them, then we start talking about it, whatever. And then I ask them, so if you had to pick, which do you think that you struggle with the most? Nutrition or fitness? And then I ask more questions. So let's say they say fitness. Actually, it doesn't matter. Either one they say, I'm like, all right, so what is it about that is hard for you? Is it the time? Is it the knowledge? Is it the motivation? Like, is it the prepping? Is it the planning? Like, what is it about that you struggle with? Because again, guys, we're problem solvers. We're trying to solve the problem. You are their coach. Start being their coach from day one. Don't be afraid to be their coach. That's what they need, right? And then I say, okay, so do you have a goal that you would like to achieve in the first month? Like maybe an outfit in your closet that you haven't been comfortable in for a while, or maybe your scrubs are too tight. I try to stay away from weight goals, but I mean, if that's what they have, then that's what they have. That's what mine was to start. If I dug a little deeper, it got to more. But if you would have asked me right away, I just wanted to lose 100 pounds. And so I asked them if they have a goal, and then they tell me. And then I'm like, okay, what would it mean to you if you could reach that goal while gaining a better relationship with your body? And most of the time, they tell me everything. Because like I said, guys, people don't reach out to me who are doing it right, who, aren't having problems. They're struggling. And you know what? Sometimes those goals, they are everything, right? So then I tell them, okay, awesome. So I could hook you up with a fitness program and a nutrition guide that maps out for you what you can eat. But it's different than any other meal plan that I've ever done, because you get a list of foods from the different food groups. So you still get to pick what you want to eat. So it's great for that picky son that you have, right? Because he still gets to pick what he wants. And you're always on the go, and you get to pick what you want. And this way, you don't have to buy random ingredients, keep them in your cabinet, never use them other than once a month. Like, who has time for that? Not me. You'll never have to count calories again. This is not a diet. You can still have chocolate and wine. Does this sound like something that could help you be comfortable in your body? And most of the time, they say yes, right? The whole point is they're saying yes to me over and over, right? This is something that I learned from sales, and I actually had to retrain my brain from marketing and sales to this. But so, get them saying yes, because when they say yes, they're secretly saying yes to themselves. And that's a start, guys. That's a start for them, right? And then I say, okay, so you get, and I send this whole message. Okay, so you get 24/7, 365 access to Beachbody On Demand, the entire library. I'm talking every single workout program ever made, the color-coded portion control containers that changed my life, the portion fix guide that explains it all for you, Shakeology shaker mugs so you can take your shakes with you when you have to go to those baseball games every night, a 10% discount on Shakeology for a year, which saves you $156 alone, and a free t-shirt for every program you complete, a chance to win $500 with your when you submit your results. I just won 1,000. access to my private accountability groups, and me as your coach. And you get all of that for just $199. Right now, this month, it's $160. So it's even, and then I'm like, deal of lifetime, right? Then I also go one step further and I say Shakeology comes out to about $4 a day. That's a complete meal. Oh, I missed it in there. I say you get 30 meals of Shakeology. And I've started to calling it 30 meals of Shakeology instead of a month of Shakeology, because people think about meals differently. Like a full meal, I want them to know that they're getting 30 meals for that, right? So Shakeology comes out to about $4 a day, and that's a complete meal, a meal that you're already paying for, but it's cheaper than Starbucks. It's cheaper than a Happy Meal, and it's a heck of a lot healthier for you, right? You end up getting 1 year of access to the workouts for just $70 with the shake. So it's less than $6 a month, which is the best membership with the best trainers in the privacy of your own home. And then right now I say normally you get one program for $30. But right now you literally get them all plus the discount. Like, does that make sense? And then it's legit the deal of a lifetime. So what do you say? Are you in? And most of the time they're like, yes. And here's the thing, guys, I don't get a lot of objections because I've spent so much time with them. They see the value. A Lexus and a Ford Focus will get you from A to B the same way, but people will pay 3 times for the value. You have to create the value. You have to, they have to believe that this is going to get them to where they want to go. So you need to talk about their goals. You need to tell them what you're going to give them and how you're going to help them get there. You have to create the value, because most of these people don't think they're worth it. They don't think they're worth it, and they're scared of the work, right? So then after that, this is where most coaches just are like, and then they say yes, and they're like, oh, okay, great, let me get you that link. Guys, they're still saying yes to you. Why are you closing the deal? So here is where I go into the upsell or the kickstart. And I say, hang on, I'm looking for it here. I lost it. Oh, there we go. Oh, yep. Okay, so then I'm like, all right, so I just have a couple more questions and then we'll get you started. What flavor of Shakeology do you want to start with? And then we go through the flavors. And then I'm like, all right, cool. That's a great one. And then I say, okay, so today with your kit, you can actually get a 3-day cleanse. This month, it's $45. Normally, it's just $40. Okay. So with the all access starting on May 1st, it'll go up to $239 as a kickstart. Let me tell you guys, that is a $90 commission and more volume, right? $90 for one person to sign up. And it's not like you're just taking their money. You are giving them a 3-day cleanse that is going to help them get better results, because what is the biggest problem in society? Everybody wants instant gratification, right? Nobody wants to wait for results. So I tell them, do you want to add on a 3-day cleanse to your kit today for just $45? Normally it's $70, but today it's just $45. It's 3 days. You get to eat real solid food 4 times a day. So there's no starving. You won't be running to the bathroom. But a cleanse, if you've never done a cleanse before, a cleanse is a really great way to jumpstart into a new routine. It's going to remove all the toxins from your body. We take in toxins from everything. I mean, the water we drink has toxins in it. Like, we don't live in the same world that we used to. And, they make you lethargic and brain fog and cravings, and all of that. So being able to start off with a big win is great. And you're probably going to lose 3 to 8 pounds in 3 days. Right? And that's great motivation. You said earlier that, your problem with motivation is that when you don't see results right away, that you give up. So I'm talking about getting you an instant win, some quick results, so that you can see that your efforts are paying off. And you're going to crave healthier foods. You're going to start off stronger. You're going to have less cravings of junk. You're going to have less bloating, and you're going to have that instant win under your belt to get you started. So what do you think? And most of the time they're like, yeah. Guys, like, I hardly ever sign up anybody that's not a kickstart. Not even kidding. Like, I'm the queen of upselling because I just ask. That's it. all you have to do is ask, because I have yet to have anybody that was like, oh, I don't want any of it. It's a scam. It's a fucking scam. Like, that doesn't happen. People aren't going to be like, nope, I can't believe you asked me that. So, just ask. And you're setting them up for success. If any of you guys have done a cleanse, a cleanse changed my life. It saved my life after the accident. And then I share pictures of my cleanses. I send them the last couple cleanses that I've done. And whether they say yes or no, then we get started. And I sign them up with the Beachbody mobile enrollment app, because I am the queen of coach relations, because people like lost links or went off links or whatever. So I always do the mobile enrollment app. And that's it.
Woo!
Woo!
That was a lot. That was awesome. Wow. I've got so many notes. It's not even fun.
Yay.
I think I'm definitely one that does not ask for the kickstart.
Most people don't. They just get so excited that people said yes, and then they jump into that. Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see real quick before I can't even. There's so many things that I have to do another call to go over your call, right? The posts were great. The 4 different posts. I love the Sunday coach to call to action, Wednesday challenge group call to action. I love your process, and I think a lot of times we get so excited when somebody gets interested in a challenge group or coaching that we vomit the words, don't ask questions, and wonder why there's crickets. Mm-hmm. And that's why the preparation before the actual message is so crucial, of asking a bazillion questions about them, their goals, where they are now, where they want to be. And then, definitely, let's see. Okay, so there you go. There's the questions. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. So the process from forming to closing, I tell people, so if you're using Streak, like I tell my coaches, like the whole goal, I guess is, you want to follow up. So at least to me getting to the conversation of the 21-day fix, as I say it, I like to have that within a week of the first forming. Because here's the thing, when somebody reaches out to me, they're motivated then. And in a week, that can change. So, and it's not, it's not always, they're not always ready, but I'll tell you guys, if you ask a lot of the questions, and if you're posting about the objections that you get on your social media, you get a lot less objections. And here's the thing too, if you're not posting about challenge groups, like, okay, if you haven't read the book, Jab, 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 Right Hook, put it on your list. Unfortunately, it's not on Audible, which is why I haven't read the whole thing, but I know the gist. So I'm always I actually have a marketing plan. I make a marketing plan every month. Not sure where it is right now. But so I go through, I can even send that to Natalie, but I have a marketing plan where I know first I go in with my calendar and I put down all the groups that I have that are starting. Then like a week and a half before that, I have the daily jabs, right? So I even put my call to actions on my calendar, Sunday, Wednesday, but I'm daily jabbing. So I'm throwing out a recipe for my challenge group, or I'm throwing out a transformation from my challenge group, or I'm just talking about my challenge group, right? Or I'm just talking about coaching. I'm not saying, hey, join me. Hey, do this. Hey, I make all this money. Like today, it was like, hey, I'm working from the couch because I'm nauseous as fuck. Like it's just a jab. It's just throwing a piece of your life out there. You're just painting a picture of your story, right? Because when you message these people and invite them to a challenge group, and then what's the first thing that they do? They go look at your profile. They don't see anything about a challenge group. Now you're the creepy first person driving a white van with no windows. Like, don't be the creepy person. Open your windows. If you don't have it on your social media, how do you expect them to say yes when you send them an invite? And vice versa. If you're posting about it, you're never inviting anybody. Like if you're waiting for people to get on your bus without inviting them, you're missing the bus, right? So you have to do both. You have to be inviting privately and you have to be posting about it on a regular basis so they know you're for real, so they know you're legit. So when they go to your Facebook page, they see, oh, that chick lost like 5 pounds from this, what is this challenge group? Like, oh, that's, oh, 5 days of healthy pizza. What is that? Oh yeah, I like pizza. Like that's the, they go to the whole point, sometimes the whole point of my invites is just so they'll go check out my Facebook. Because I know as soon as you send that invite, they go see what you do. They go see what you do. Do you walk the walk, or are you just talking the talk? Right? So, but I try to, move that process along. And so I keep my power hour sheets for like the past week in my planner. And so I go back through and I make sure that I'm following up with these people that I invited, and that I'm bunny ears, and that I'm, following up with these people, then I'm inviting these people that I hey girled a couple days ago, So, I mean, the process kind of depends on the person, but I try to do it within a week. And what is the bring people from Instagram with the 531? Okay, so 531 on Instagram is that when you go to your Instagram, you find someone, you search hashtags or whatever, you find someone, you go to their Instagram profile, you like 5 pictures, you comment on 3, and then you send them a private message. That's 531. And then on that private message, you can invite them to Facebook or whatever. Any more questions? Any others?
Anybody? Anything? All right, so since she's graciously giving her tips tonight, we do have to vote for her so that she can walk the stage and share. I mean, her transformation's obviously share worthy, so feel free to share it with your own social media so that it'll be like a trickle down effect, right?
Here's the thing about this, guys. So I'm not great at tuning my own horn because, I've spent the last 3 years building other people up. But here's the beauty of what we're doing this week, right? With this whole contest and everything. You are sharing a story of how your company literally changed and saved somebody's life. And not only that, but they are rewarding them for it with money. And they need an account to vote. So all of your invites this week should be like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you sign up for a free account on my page and vote for this amazing woman and blah, 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 whatever you want to say about me, right? It says fuck a lot, but she's great. And then, so it's always easier to ask for a favor for someone else, right? So this is a perfect opportunity for you to get all these people into our world. You sign them up with a free membership under you. You share a picture of my transformation, proof of what we do and that it works. And then you tell them that I'm going to win $5,000 from this company rewarding me for that. There is no bad in this situation. This is only, like I told my teams, use this to build your business this week. Use it. Ask everyone you know, because that free membership, that transformation, that recognition, it's going to spark a fire. It's going to plant a seed, and that is the first step. So just a little tip on that. So I created an event, and I can share it with Natalie, and in there it has the link to vote, and it has the link of a free link. But in the event, it has my Coach ID. So you need to send that link. All you have to do, the link for the free account, you just add your Coach ID to the end of it. So I can share that. Actually, I think she already has my event. But, so make sure that you're asking people to sign up for a free event and to vote every day, or even just once, whatever. But I mean, this is all good exposure for what you do. All good exposure for what you do. And, I'm not going to lie, I appreciate it all.
Well, it's funny because I very rarely share that you can win money from just getting results. Rarely, maybe 5 times in my whole career of 4.5 years. I never share, you can win money if you get results. What incentive is that? That's a huge incentive, but I've never share it. So here again.
$500 every day. $500 every day.
And we have some winners on our team. Karen, who's on, she won 500. I think who else on here did. But anyway, yeah, I mean, so everybody has a chance to. So
it was in my closing. I mentioned that you have a chance to win $500 for your transformation, a free t-shirt with every program. We give away a lot of shit, guys. Talk that up. This company is amazing. I changed my life, totally changed my life, night and day. you wouldn't even recognize me. And I'm not even talking physical. I mean, the weight loss is great, but honestly, it's just a bonus. I have gained so much more than I have lost. And now they're rewarding me for that. Like, it's just, I mean, it doesn't get much better than what we have, guys.
Amen, sister.
Mm.
All right. So I know we've gone a little over, and I don't want to keep you because I know that you have family to attend to. But traditionally, we take a group or a team picture at the end. So Karen says you shared amazing information. Definitely need to re-listen for sure. Definitely.
And I will send you my 21-day fix. This script is in Evernote, which is my favorite app, by the way, for notes, because you can access it from your phone, from your laptop, from your tablet, like wherever, because it has a login. So I will, Natalie, I will share with you my 21-day fix script, and I will also share the Power Hour tracker if you like, because my team uses it. It's a good one.
Yes, awesome. All right, you guys who are not showing your beautiful faces, if you want your beautiful face to be on the picture, then time for the reveal. Let's see your faces. There's Yo-Yo. Erica. Jessie knows at work. There's Samantha. There's Jessie. Tanya, new back to the team. Erica and Noelle. Anybody else? Going once, going twice? Okay. So everybody on 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, she got there in time. There you are. All right, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. And again, we will be voting for you like crazy. I can't wait to see you on stage at Summit. It's going to be amazing. And congratulations for all your success with your life, with everything that you've been through, and also your success with coaching. So thank you so very much. We appreciate you. And anybody else have anything else before we hang up? All right. Well, I love you guys, and see you in the team page.
Go change some lives.
Yes. Amen.